Welcome to the third part of our little hexagon series. Today I show you how to attach the hexagon onto the fabric invisibly. I gave this one a good press and let it cool, and now I can take out the paper. The basting thread stays where it is. Now first I want to secure the hexagon onto the fabric. What you don't want to do is to take just one needle and one pin, and put it in the middle, because this will turn as you sew and it won't stay where you put it. For this you take two pins, place one here, this can be tucked inside. And one here, so now this won't go anywhere, it won't shift around. Now I can take my already threaded needle with my knot already tied, and start my work. I always start at a straight edge and not at a point or a corner. Now I can go from inside between the hexie and the fabric in the seam allowance and come out right here at the very edge of the hexagon. Now I can make my first stitch, and I go right across this edge onto the fabric. I don't wander to the left or the right, but I go straight. You may take your needle like this to do it and go right across the edge into this fabric here. So the piece of thread showing on the surface is as small as possible. Now you will feel the tip of your needle under your fabric. And if your fabric is thin enough, you can, hello, autofocus, don't leave me now. If your fabric is thin enough, you can turn your needle, wander underneath the fabric to the point where you want to come out. You come out of the background fabric and just catch your edge of the hexagon too. And now you made the first stitch. And now you can see barely anything. One more time, this is where the thread comes out of the hexagon. You go right in here on the other side, turning the needle, wandering to the side, coming out right at this edge. Here we are. As you can see, you don't see anything. You can pull it a bit, this one. Now, when you come to the corner, it's up to you whether you decide to place one stitch in the very tip of the corner, or you place two stitches, one in front of and one behind the corner, so you can tuck this down. It's up to you. You can look what's working best for you. And this is how you go around the whole hexagon. Now, if you're finished with the whole round, you just go to the back side of your piece and finish the thread off with two tiny back stitches at the back inside the application. Don't go here outside because it will show, but inside the application or right on the edge, nobody will see this. Now what I always do is I go between the layers, so you don't see it here, come out here and bury my thread tail between the two layers of fabric, so they won't bother me. Now this is your hexagon. Now, one last thing, you always have to decide whether to take a thread color matching the background of the fabric or the hexagon. For this I made a small experiment here I took 2 different colors. Those stitches are made with the dark blue thread matching the background, and over here the stitches are made with the light green thread matching the hexagon. And as you can see barely nothing on the green side, but on the brown side you can see nothing either. So if you take your stitches carefully and do a good work, it doesn't really matter whether you take a matching thread for the hexagon or for the background. But I reckon when you apply more than 1 hexagon on your fabric, you might want to take the background color so you don't have to change your thread every now and then all the time from one hexie to another. So, thanks for watching, leave me a comment if you like, and see you next time.